Sheikh Gumi has the ability to walk into their presence and knows where they are, then Sheikh Gumi should lead the army to them so that they can be arrested. Who are the people sponsoring the bandits? And are they amongst us? Nigerians are beginning to ask questions. Who is Sheikh Gumi? Well, if you do not know who Sheikh Gumi is, he has been in this conversation of banditry for years. He's a former army captain. Now, we'll set that to the side. Sheikh Gumi is also an Islamic cleric and he would be seen as a community leader. Sheikh Gumi is in the news again, and the reason why he's in the news is that after the kidnap of 287 Kaduna students, the controversial Islamic scholar has stepped forward again. And once again, he's offering to be a negotiator between the Nigerian government and the bandits. Nobody called him forward. Nobody asked about him. He simply put himself forward. And I think people are beginning to ask the question, why always you, Sheikh Gumi? Why are you always so eager to come forward and negotiate with these bandits? Gumi gathered his media team and decided that he was going to send out a very interesting press statement. He said he desires to offer himself as a consultant and the chief negotiator to discuss the release of the 287 teachers and students that were kidnapped. The bandits that kidnapped the 16 people, that's a separate kidnapping case so that you're following along. Those ones are asking for 40 trillion naira, 11 Hiluxes and 100 plus motorcycles. The 287 students that have been kidnapped, the students and teachers, they are going to be asking for something else. Now, there still hasn't been a report from Nigeria's armed forces. No member of the army has come forward to say anything about negotiating. Gumi simply came forward and said, oh yes, I expect that the government is going to negotiate with these bandits. And the reason why he's saying that is because he had offered and also carried out that specific negotiation during the train kidnapping situation. What gives him though the ability and the audacity to be able to say, hey, I can walk into a den of bandits and I know they're not going to arrest me. I know they're not going to shoot me. I can get them to come to the table and I can negotiate with them. Okay, you're Islamic cleric. So that means that they see you as a religious leader. So they are more likely to be welcoming to you in their presence. While you're in their presence, Sheikh Gumi, do you tell them that what they're doing is wrong? Because negotiating is not the solution here. What I think the Nigerian government needs to do is, if Sheikh Gumi has the ability to walk into their presence and knows where they are, then Sheikh Gumi should lead the army to them so that they can be arrested and the victims can be released. Going back to the Kaduna train kidnapping situation, he also was part of that process. And he went as far advising that, oh, the president should make sure that he doesn't follow in the steps of his predecessors who did not want to negotiate with terrorists. And during that Abuja kidnapping situation, what ended up happening was that every single person that was kidnapped, they were given a specific amount and they were told that this is how much you need to pay for ransom to be released. People who are foreigners paid double the amount and it was in foreign currency. Meanwhile, Sheikh Gumi's right-hand person was also part of negotiating for that Abuja kidnap fiasco, and his right-hand person ended up being arrested by Interpol in Egypt, and then he was brought back to Nigeria. So questionable affiliations are happening there. In addition, Sheikh Gumi in 2021 also kicked against the government from tagging these bandits as terrorists. From his perspective, he claimed that it would instigate more violence. How? The problem is we still keep calling them bandits. They're terrorists because they're terrorizing the country. He's saying that banditry is just a socio-economic problem. It's not. It is not a socio-economic problem. It is terrorism and it is manipulation. And if the government continues to negotiate with these terrorists, we will continue to have this problem happen. The bandits need to be wiped out. They need to be dealt with the hardest hand, because enough is enough at the end of the day. If Gumi can walk in, no sophisticated tools, no sophisticated technology, knows exactly where they are, why can't the Nigerian government do that? If the Nigerian government wants to find anybody in this country, they can. Trust me, they can. Even common police, they can. How much more NSA? I'm tired of us playing games with these terrorists. I'm tired of this. Children's lives are at stake right now. And it just feels like Sheikh Gumi is a sympathizer at the end of the day. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel this should be dealt with. Comment down below. Meanwhile, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is not afraid of death. You gotta click on the next video to hear what she had to say.